that regen kicking in.
I want to give it to FNATIC honestly in terms of draft. I like the draft of it. He didn't really have many options or really answers to the Alk. That Ursa ban essentially took away whatever you wanted to do there. So I think the draft kind of favors FNATIC. They have more stuns as well. Flashback tanking combo, it's just such a strong opener. Now the Oracle to save the Alchemist worst case scenario. Necrophos to grab your utility items, the Guardian Greaves is a very powerful and early timing line. And even though Dusa has a good tempo control, you were mentioning earlier, and Kunga to some degree as well, does need to farm after the Mystic Snake power hit. You get the level 7 peak, farm a bit, level 15 peak, and then you can start actually pushing up. But until level 15, between levels like 9 and 15, you're not the strongest hero in the game.
Especially against the Lesh Sand King, right?
Yeah,
you're looking at this Medusa who's... It is, right? Forced to go into one of the side lanes. Looks like they'll try and tri-lane around Fervian top. See how things pan out.
I missed that one. We haven't heard all day.
We haven't. Boom feeling good about themselves after their victory earlier. Now coming into this best of 3 against FNATIC. And the chat will spam from both sides. We know what's cooking. Boom!
Boom!
ID.
That choke is good to run its crown, as you were being at that horse at that point.
Nah. We'll keep going. We'll keep going until they get knocked out.
Boom ID with the Dusa you mentioned, actually, very good point. Since it's safe lane, you're getting less experience, right? Which means that your timings are not necessarily off, but they're slower, and that's worse against an Alchemist. You will not get that peak Mystic Snake as quick as possible. You will get more farm though, but the earth farm for Dusa doesn't mean that much, you know? You can get like a one Dasha mainly, you can sort of fight, it's okay, but your damage mainly comes from Mystic Snake.
Are they defensive trialists for FNATIC? I'm trying to figure out who has the upper hand. Like, we see the Sand King against Centaur matchup again, which we do like the Sand King in, especially early days. But Oracle, Lesh, Necro, triple ranged, I feel does pretty damn well against Rubik, Abaddon, and Medusa. With the Fortune's End, Split Earth, and the Death Pulse, decent stuns and nukes. 3 heroes from FNATIC contesting top rune. 4 heroes from Boom ID though. 4 is greater than 3. Says Q. Snatches up the bounty rune. A 2-for-2 exchange across the map.
Thanks, Garrett.
Hey, I'm not Valve, dude. I can count past the number 2. Hyper skilled.
There's so many dead horses. Again, just as a machine right now. Symphony of beats.
Yeah, Bodo.
Alright, let's see how lanes go. So you're talking about this tri-lane matchup. What do you think has the upper hand now that you've seen it? Yeah, the Oracle plus Lesh here. I think the kills on Rubik are a bit difficult early because the Miscoil really helped him out. But once you get 2 points and Edict...
Yeah, I think FNATIC have the upper hand. The fact they've got multiple nukes and stuns, especially once they reach level 2.
So Medusa's so bad in this, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's the primary point. And the fact they get the Ice solo lane against FBZ, I think Ice is going to be reveling in that 1v1. And then the 1v1 mid, Alchemist against Kunkka, should be an interesting one. Acid Spray and Greevil's Greed against Tidebringer and Torrent.
Yeah.
Probably a farm trade for the most part.
I sort of got that Immortal Torrent makes it seem like it's a higher AoE. This is weird, but very effective
lane. This is the trouble with Medusa. Fervian, very fast. 3 stick charges.
Oh, they block it.
Miscoil is there to try and heal him up. Right, DJ lands it. Nicely done. Keeps keeping him alive, but the damage, it is insurmountable. One more. Punch will do it, but not quite. MP kills Kezcube. He dies from the Miscoils, but he kept his Medusa alive. That's the most important part. Well done, Abaddon. Good job, buddy.
Yeah, man, that deserves a prize. It was well played there. You use so many Miscoils. The sustain is absurd in the early game. Obviously, the spell's very balanced, which is why it had to kill the Abaddon. And boom, the issue here is that you're still forcing Medusa out of lane. She can't get experience, so you're still level 1, and you really need that level 3. And you're up in a tri-lane. It's just so terrible for Medusa. You have no movement speed either. So there's even Necrophos, who goes at the speed of my grandmother, can't catch you. So right now, FNATIC just has the easiest of time. The Split Earth is not even hard. Just land.
Oh.
Because they're looking for a creep to hit him with, but the south. Who gets their Arcane Rune? Who gets their Arcane?
Yeah. Abed realizing it's just a little bit too slow. A little bit too far behind.
Yeah. So the Dusa right now has to be kind of careful. Like I was mentioning, FNATIC are starting to control the lane as well. They're safe lane as well, so they should have a bit more control with these camps if they can do the double pull.
The fact they have so much more sustain just through Necro's, passive, basically, you know, able to keep himself healed up, whereas the Medusa relies on the Abaddon to keep the miscoil spammed. There we go again. Fortunately, the split earth combo. Kill on the Rubik here would set them in a great position to continue this laning stage domination, but the miscoil return will get the kill first.
Nice job, Cassius. Bottom line's a bit of aggression here for FPC, but he only has 3 retaliate stacks. And on top of the sustain as well, the Heart Stopper is actually super annoying when you're playing an Abaddon. You have to be very careful with your health, you know, if you're just barely above deny range, you can't use that miscall whatsoever. Like, for example, right now, the range and the ability is pretty good. And if you get within that range, Abaddon really has to keep his distance, essentially. Magic Stick luckily keeps him somewhat alive against Necrophos, but still not the easiest lane for them. And FNATIC is showing it. MP is literally doubling the last to the Stusa right now.
Yeah, Furby not having a great time.
It's not his fault, you know, there's nothing you can really do here. It doesn't matter how good of a player you are. And Abed knows this. He's like, I'm farming so well in the Alk, but to be fair, Kunkka is winning this lane, even if only slightly. But since Abed has the Greenhouse Green, he'll be winning in net worth.
Yeah, double braces there for Abed. Cues up the treads.
What you were talking about?
I'm expecting the Radiance to come out after. Bottom lane, FBZ does have his Ring of Health, so it no longer becomes an atrocious war of attrition against that Caustic and Sandstorm. He can start pulling across the waves himself to manipulate that equilibrium, even contesting inside the Sandstorm a little bit, as mid lane, Abed and Mikoto, they are towing the line, aren't they? Very close, both of them, to death, but a double damage rune and a salve, but Abed will return him to fighting shape in no time.
They've been using that courier mainly for the region here for the mid lane, which is good actually, because usually this leaves your safe lane core without much region, and you have to kind of fend for yourself. That's why Abaddon's actually become such a popular pick, on top of the fact that Miscall is so strong. But the Necrophos and the Oracle don't really need this, which means Alchemist can abuse this.
Easy pick off on the Rubik top.
Oh, right.
Maybe Kestio as well. Do they have a Fortune's End? 5 seconds. Death Pulse and a Purifying Flame. Just enough damage. Maybe if the stick charges.
Okay.
Final time.
Good usage there of the trees. Split Earth came too late to get the vision there. So.
But bounty runes are coming up. And that's the important thing with an Alk on your team. 5 seconds until runes. They should get the double top, and it looks like Sand King will grab the third bottom. So a massive amount of income there.
Oh, yeah. So, look at that 2k lead already.
It's the Alk effect.
It is. So then this technically you're getting 6 runes versus 1, right? Because it doubles the rune gold. So it's pretty huge difference. Right?
Massive.
Oh, it's 3. Wow, yeah, because he has 3 levels of Girls Greed. So it's 9 runes versus 1. That is massive difference. That's better than hero kills. Who needs kills when you can just get bounties?
Easy money.
Easy money.
Yeah, the graph, I mean, you see the graph, right? Just open that up for a second. It literally is just a swing down. Cash money.
It didn't even do anything here. He was just grabbing the bounties. Yep. Wow.
So Rubik makes a long walk down towards the triple camp to make sure that Alk doesn't just freely farm stacks and camps back in that area. I think abusing that medium camp nearby, though.
Here you need to consider blocking. I know it's not very common, but blocking the ancient stuff over the Alk, because you might not be able to act too aggressive early on.
Trouble is, like, blocking gives your opponents information and potentially gold, right?
I'm assuming you're doing your sentries, though.
So if you do it with the sentry, you're wasting 100 gold to stop the Alchemist getting like 150 gold, so it's not really worth it that way, whereas one observable ward that doesn't get scouted gives you info with the potential to contest the stacks in the camps, and, you know, normal warding vision as well. I think that's one of the big reasons why camp blocking hasn't been a thing anymore. You know, we see a lot of Enigma, right? Position for Enigma, but people don't block camps. They much rather just have like a high ground ward scouting him, so they can either harass him, stop him, catch him, or steal the camps themselves. Supports don't like spending money on stuff, dude.
I mean, it's true that supports are going greedier.
They've got boots to buy.
Well, we see position 4s here being much greedier than like the old position 4. Before there was no such thing as position 4. You just played 2 position 5s, right? So they could spend a lot of that gold. That's a very good point you're making. So I see that, yeah. But you have to then keep, like, this ward though is very valuable for Bomighty. This is the ward that tells you is Alk going for the ancients, is Alk going for this triangle, which is one of the easiest to farm for Alk as well, because you put acid spray in the middle and you should be able to pull all the camps here. Yeah. And that's
into the Deathly Hallows.
Yeah, sure.
But you did see what you drew, right?
What? I don't actually know what that means.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, that looks like an...
You've not watched Harry Potter?
Is that a... what?
Never mind, it's okay.
I'm Spanish, we don't have that. You mean Harry el Potero? FP sending it back. There's a ghost ship ready. And shut down the Torrent. Actually, not going to hit, but that was a good chain idea. 4 heroes top, and they're still unable to get the kills. The rotation fails to some degree for Boom ID.
Big one. I mean, big one charges, yes, for the Necro. He's still level 5, level 3 in the Death Pulse. Pretty nice. No Ghost Shroud, though. Still somehow gets away. That value cloak, the wand.
It is actually a huge value cloak there. That was massive. The missing of the Torrent, though, was also unfortunate. It was just... It was a really good idea. Mikoto was playing the high value play with the Kunkka, where you try to get the Torrent right after the Ghost Ship, and it's the most difficult to do, though. Because it means that there's a chance you miss it. Jabs doesn't get Fate Saved up in time. X marks the spot. Good. There's another high value play where you manage to just waste time, so Fate Saved does nothing. And Jabs... Oh, Magic Stick up in the high ground. He's gonna die anyway.
Fortune's in himself to stop them. Not quite good enough.
Yep.
Does buy an extra 5-6 seconds of time, though. You know, forces them to play their hand a little more, waste a bit more mana.
The good thing is they can transition this kill into an out kill potentially, because he's obviously there in the jungle, because Abed keeps his distance. So by doing this is an awkward ass spray.
Dire's middle tower is
under attack. Medusa 6th place in the CS. Net worth, same story. 2,700 net worth, not sitting too pretty. Well, you look at the other side of the map, you know, Sand King has got himself a Vanguard, he's just cutting waves. Second in net worth, just behind that Alchemist. Centaur yet to really an impact on this game. These two offlaners have been very, very much sat in the creep waves, just farming away as effectively as they can. With bounty runes coming up in 50 seconds, we will start to see this shift. Where either Sand King or Centaur might look for a TP up top to make a play around this Alchemist, who will start to show on the map from time to time. But you can see here Abed dodging the triangle, feeling that something is up, that area isn't safe, and instead, with the fact he has a Trillion top, the ease of access of his supports to come and save him in that sort of more western, northwestern area in the jungle, much easier to defend.
He might have seen the Rubik go in that area and is kind of guessing there might be a ward there, or just guessing because he's, you know, a veteran player. This is a very good map awareness though by Abed, because not catching Abed right now is terrible for Boom ID.
Radiant Courier mid.
Oh.
I don't know where it was going, but it nearly died. Top bounty runes though. Torrent boat onto that lash. Good Tidebringer hit as well, but no one will die just yet. Isotize does make the rotation top, as expected, coming to contest the runes, and that's a kill for the Reaper's Sight on the Abaddon. Well, down bottom, it does look like the bounty runes get grabbed up by Abed and FBZ, getting one apiece.
Okay, so at least that was only 7-2 bounty runes.
Is that a 3-2? Was it 3-1? Yeah,
it's 3-1.
3-1.
So 10.5 to 1. Yeah, 10.5 to 1 with the Alchemist. Again, it's
Radiant got 3.
Oh, Radiant got 3.
Yeah.
Actually, Alchemist still wins though. It's 3 to 3.5. That's ridiculous. That is very stupid. And you still see the 3K win, just mainly the Alchemist though. So the good thing, at least from Boom ID, is that they are beating the other cores. Alchemist kind of swallowing up a lot of the jungle, which means that they can't really recover. But Medusa is one of the worst performing cores this game, which is unfortunate. You have a safe Medusa who's not only unable to get levels, but also unable to farm.
She has to make a nest now.
Yeah, she does. Explain that concept though, please, with the nest.
So birds in real life?
No, I know what a nest is, Jesus. I mean, what do you mean with a Medusa here?
You literally, you know, find yourself a nice spot in the trees, hope that there's no lizards or snakes that come and contest you, and you lay your eggs. Make some babies.
It's very relevant to the Medusa here.
Yeah.
She's laying eggs.
Snake lady laying eggs, you know?
I see that.
Now you just want to try and, you know, bunker yourself down, find a good place to kind of position yourself in between some shrines, in between some tier 1s, make sure you cannot get contested, farm some stacks and get things rolling, because you are significantly behind this Alk. I mean, Abed right now is almost doubling up your net worth, and that Radiance timing, once it hits, FNATIC, they're not going to stop, because they've got Hood up on this Necro. MP is pretty much ready just to keep fighting from here on out. He'll go Yules into pipe, Sand King will have a Crimson Guard soon on top of its urn. I really don't see FNATIC stopping once that Radiance clicks into place. And Abed's going to have it in a minute? A minute and a half?
Yes. It's pretty ridiculous. You're lacking the anti-Alk pick, which is making this so difficult, because once you lose the early game lead There's no way of recovering against the Alk.
Nice. Kunkka's going Spirit Vessel. I was looking at this thinking, hang on a second, Rubik, he's not going to afford it in time. Medusa doesn't. Centaur, maybe he goes for it, and then I click the Kunkka, and I can see Mikoto. Very nice adaptation to go for a Spirit Vessel himself against the Alk. So he's going to try and be the anti-Abed hero. But like you're saying, there's no like direct hero counter, right? They have to itemize around it.
And even then, you know, itemization is like Spirit Vessel is really strong against Alk. Yeah, it's true, but it's not enough to destroy him, right? You need to have a hero that can burst him down quickly. Takes advantage of low armor, ideally. Because with Radiance, it's still really hard to bring him down. And it's not like Alchemist is going to fight as soon as he has Radiance anyway.
What you're saying is Jokam has to steal Reaper's Scythe.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, that's not that hard to do.
It's pretty hard to do.
Yeah, no, because
as, like any Necro player presses Reaper's Scythe and they press Death Pulse, immediately like straight away. So here we go. Alchemist has the Raddy, the TP cancelled mid lane, baiting FNATIC out a little bit there. So Abed self-stuns. But this is it. This is where things, you know, kick into action. Flight heroes from FNATIC swing into this mid lane. A quick Reaper's Scythe kill on the Rubik will secure it. They want these tier 1s. I don't think Boom ID can stop them.
Yeah, tier 1 will surely fall to FNATIC.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
And this is actually also important, right? Because you're expanding your map. Like, we always talk about reducing the opponent's map, but expanding your map is important when you're playing Alk. Being able to farm enemy jungle, which is exactly what Abed is doing. And reducing this for the Dusa. Like, this is just a competition between Alk and Dusa. Except Dusa takes 6 years to farm what Alk farms in 10 minutes. So, it's a very, very difficult game to play, honestly.
Yeah, like Boom ID, you know, they've got a couple of good wards down, and like you're saying, they do play that bigger map, having taken the top tier 1, pressuring tier 2. The issue I have with it is who plays that area of the map, who plays the triangle up in the top near that top dire shrine. Maybe Centaur? Centaur has to be the pusher. I think he just has to be the guy that says, hey, I'll risk my life, I'll put my neck on the line just to push out that top wave and force FNATIC back to keep defending.
Do with a Kunkka next month. That's right.
I think Kunkka has to kind of play mid lane down towards bottom lane.
Yeah, exactly.
Play this area of the map, look for picks. While Medusa, you know, obviously sits back much more. Centaur playing up on the top lane definitely does give Medusa more space to farm the triangle, that's for sure. But FNATIC, full control of the Radiant jungle, they can come down to the bottom tier 1. Really close the net in around Boom ID early days.
That's the problem then. See, you have this triangle here, which is the Dusa's current. I can't draw them. Is the Dusa's current triangle, right, where you're farming, but it's much less effective than obviously jungle as Dusa, because you're not the fastest ancient thinker. You're okay, but you're not Drow or even Alk, actually. So
we don't see Mom Dusa anymore.
Exactly. So you're not the hero that can take good advantage of this stack. She actually hasn't gone for so long to maximize her farming potential. And I like this build, but obviously it sets you out of commission until you manage to get the items that you need. And you really, really need that Manta style, even just to begin with. And then you're going to need to get some other items to actually face the Elk. So the more they can reduce your map, the better for you. And they can even put an offensive ward here and start getting kills with the Sanking Necrophos. Probably there's going to be a lot of protection though, Boom ID to make sure Dusa has somewhat of a safe place to farm. It's a difficult game, honestly. Boom ID, just the Elk was a bit of an outdraft there. We're not expecting that whatsoever.
Yeah. Few little items coming through for MP. Your Scepter close to completion. Jabs, nothing really to his name. Boots, 500 gold.
I love that you just randomly look at Jabs. Like, what do you expect him to have?
A win less. 6 centuries. You know?
He doesn't have the gold. 6 actually has a lot of gold, you know? 500 gold for support? He's rich, man.
Very wealthy.
Dire's middle tower.
What's Onyx up to? Vanguard Wand and Boots of Travel Q. So he's not going to finish off the Spirit Vessel or the Crimson. Going for that map maneuverability.
Spirit Vessel's alright, but it's not a necessity as much as you have, you know, against the Alk.
I'm actually a big fan of what exercises like that. Boots of Travel, very similar to what we see from the Bat Rider off lanes, right? But in this game in particular, you know that lanes being pushed is vitally important because every time you push the lanes in, it forces the Dusa to fall back and back, right? Her fall back line, it moves from being at the river, where you have 6 camps available to you, to maybe by the tier 2s, where all of a sudden you've got 2 or 3 camps available to you. You know, it cuts her farming area in half pretty much whenever you push out the 2 side lanes. So tier 1 bottom, very important here for DJ to keep pressuring. Alchemist will join, but the TPs, they are coming through thick and fast to find DJ. The Leshrac speedy though, the Disco Pony dances away.
You see FPZ, like he immediately turned back. This is shameful. I'm not going any further. Let's pretend like this never happened.
DJ joining the BGs, staying alive. Now contesting the bounty runes. 2 for 2? No, 3 for 1. Oracle grabs up a sneaky Radiant side one on that top part of the map. You got the giggles, buddy?
I'm sorry. That took me out of it.
You okay?
Yeah, that BG's was too much for me.
I'm sorry. Won't do it again.
Yes, you will.
Definitely.
Of course you will. The Necrophos here managed to reach level 10. It's actually a pretty big, well, it used to be a bigger power spike when it was 40 damage, but 30 damage is still considerable. You actually can get solo kills now with Reaper's Scythe, closer to level 12 as well, important. They're going to create some space. And here we start seeing what I was telling you with the Conquer, like, you have to send this play like this.
Look top. PJ sat AFK in the trees using Edict.
Is it a speed run I'm watching here?
Apparently so. 16 minutes in, they've already gone over the world record by about 8 minutes.
Yeah, unfortunately. They're not going to get that world record, but they might get it past the Epicenter, which is what they're looking for in this tournament.
I think world record is like 4 minutes.
Yeah, it's actually really, really fast.
5v0.
Yeah. Epicenter in the bottom lane. A lot given to joke at them, but you know what? You kill the Rubik, and more importantly, you take this tower, which is what you're looking for. This is the beginning of the end, because now you have much more control over the safe lane. Obviously, of the enemy safe lane.
Mid jump onto Lashrak, misses again. Sentinel's blink.
Lesh is a god. Nobody can catch Mr. Disco Point.
Yeah, he's got 2 braces as well, so it's not as if it's an easy kill. Even if you blink, stomp, X, Torrent, the backup from the Oracle is there, so finding that kill is pretty difficult.
Yeah. And in his speed, honestly, very interesting. Well, it's not interesting. Everyone knows how quick the Lashrak is, and makes it very difficult to catch him. But something as in next marks the spot, honestly. Because the host has missed, what, twice according to you, so... And what? Look at this as well. They're trying to push the lane, but they know they can't do it themselves, so they use Ice here. I'm not even joining. He went for a Blink Dagger immediately, so he wants to start fighting here. As the Unstable Concoction ready. This is not quite a battle Alk, but it's closer to a mid-game Alk. They still have a Unstable Concoction, but it's only level 2. Rubik is sad about that, as he has now nothing useful to fight the Sanking with. He starts charging a Unstable Concoction, goes 1 to 2, the Alk is partially down, and he's not got time to actually activate his ultimate. Now the Stampede used, and Mikoto with that double damage. Has a lot of damage output, which FNATIC cannot deal with there, but luckily Ice has enough mobility. FBZ chase him down to the shrine. Ice. Oh, there's the X marks the spot, pulling him back. FBZ just needs to get the hoof stomp. That burst strike. No, not gonna fool this guy. FBZ had the quelling blade ready.
Found you.
Even the trees are not going to protect this Sanking. Ice decides to fall.
Super important there for Boom ID. So if we think about what FNATIC were doing there, they had the Lash and the Necro shoving bot. They get the tier 2. Stone Gazing still. Oh, DJ's still down here. Stone Gaze into Stolen Burrow Strike, and that will be an additional kill. Bonus kills, and that's a 4 for 1 exchange, all things said and done. 4 for 0? Rubik never died? He did, yeah, Rubik did die at the very
Rubik
so 4 for 1.
Yeah, 4
So from that mid to bottom fight. But yeah, 2 heroes bot for FNATIC, and they had the Sand King, Oracle, and the Alchemist posturing mid. But what Boom did there was really break the ranks. You know, they realized the formation of FNATIC was this 3+2, where they were trying to pivot off the back of this Star Observer Ward down on that bottom spire. But finding the Oracle first is really important. We always talk about getting that Earthshaker, Oracle, whatever the fight-swinging hero is, getting that kill means that you're able to get the numbers advantage. Not just from the hero advantage, but obviously the spells and the second life he brings with that false promise.
I mean, let's be honest, the Alchemist stunning himself also did not do it. That was the perfect setup for your initiation, which is the greatest to begin with. And the Kunkka had double damage as well, so a lot of factors in their favor there. Which does not mean that Boom ID might be able to do this again. Let's see if they are able to reproduce this.
Just that positioning though, you know,
it was really good, yes, I agree.
They've run into this position here where their tier 1 used to be, and it's kind of out in the open, but they know that they're in the kind of strategic advantage position.
And you know what the greatest part of that team fight was? Dusa was nowhere to be seen.
She was top.
She was farming. Just completely farming there. And is down to 10k, only 4k away from the... Not bad at all.
It's not bad.
I mean, for Dusa versus Alco, and Dusa had this piss poor early game, you know, this is a great recovery. You actually have damage now to farm the Ancients a bit more efficiently. You're going for Scotty, a second item. You're going for expensive slots, which I like. As Dusa, you're never going to outfarm the Alchemist, and you can have this space to actually farm, and the expensive slots are worth so much more as the game progresses into the late game. So Manta style Scotty, very high value items.
So what you do need to do now with Boom is just to keep going. You can't take your foot off the pedal at all, because your 4 other heroes outside of the Medusa, they're not exceptionally good at scaling, whereas Lesh, Sand King, Necro, you know, they all bring tons of team fight, tower pressure, and of course Necro decently scales, becomes incredibly tanky with the item build that MP is going for. So Boom right now, they just need to keep creating space for Fervian, find these team fights. But FNATIC, they know they are still strong. Even with that fight being lost mid and bottom lane, they are ahead quite significantly.
There's going to be a nice smoke here, though, by FNATIC. With a blink on Alk already. Ice. Mikoto just barely evades him, which means they kind of broke the ranks. Mikoto, oh, man, beautiful blind burst strike. And now the splitter of the 12. Typical concoction. He just wants to play. Saved up with a Phonic shield. And is now able to continue fighting. But Mikoto, low on HP, doesn't want to deal with DJ, who's actually completely stabilizing FNATIC's lineup. Stonegate did absolutely nothing for Fervian. And now Reaper's Sight, well, actually saved by the Mana Shield, did nothing to Fervian, but he'll die regardless of the Purifying Flames. The next target is Jokam, who is not going to survive this Alchemist punch to the face, and Abbott is looking for the kill on Abaddon. Instead, he'll save himself from the Estival Concoction self-stun with a Manta style. Well played, as the Abaddon found out and killed off as well. That's 4 deaths for Boom ID. FNATIC really turned this on their head with a great smoke and a beautiful initiation by Ice.
Yeah, it's still a 5v5 clash where both teams kind of knew what was coming. The smoke breaks, Sand King sees the Kunkka, they're going to get a really nice catch on that Kunkka, but he still gets his spells off. The trouble started really when the Centaur moved towards the Necro and didn't have any backup to actually follow through on the kill on MP. So it allowed the Oracle to get the save and the self-heals from the Necro to actually keep MP out of danger, as Manta dodge attempted from our bed, not going to work out, still self-stuns. But yeah, that team fight really indicative of FNATIC being incredibly strong with the draft they have. Even though it was just like a 4k lead, it doesn't look like a hell of a lot, especially when you have an Alchemist on your team. But the team fight that they have, the ability to jump on a hero and absolutely annihilate them, get the numbers advantage going, superb from FNATIC. While the Abaddon, he did his best. Spammed Mistcoil, kept people alive. You know, he stopped the Medusa dying to the Reaper Scythe with a really nice Mistcoil. Level 4 healed.
Shield for Kunkka as well, there,
yep.
Right? But there's only so much you can do with that.
Invisibility.
And they chain their stuns properly. Like, what I like about FNATIC is that even though they are chaining their stuns as much as they can, they are always wary for that Phonic Shield, and we have not seen that Phonic Shield being the most effective. So the Abaddon has to use it as the last stun finally comes out, because otherwise the chain just continues and continues, right? It's you put them in a more difficult position because of all the stuns FNATIC has, especially the Unstable Concoction, which is a very low cooldown stun. Often people forget about this because you can charge it for so long. It's what, 5 seconds you can charge it for, right? In 9-second cooldown, you know, that's 4 seconds between the stuns. That's not much at all. Obviously, they next charge up, but it's like 9 seconds more or less total.
Yeah.
It's still considerable. And he's going for the Octarine corner. And you do go for the Unstable Concoction cooldown level 10, which is obviously what helps you, what allows you to do constant Unstable Concoction.
That fight top gives a 5k swing to FNATIC. They go from 4 5k ahead to now 10,000 net worth in the lead, just off the back of that one sick fight. The bounty runes get grabbed up afterwards. Experienced lead back in the hands of FNATIC, as Boom did have a 3k lead over them after that team fight with the split pushing they had been doing thanks to that Medusa. Also farming the jungle, they had spread the map really nicely. Boom having to play big map, it is a necessity here for them, rather than something they desperately want to do, because they feel they can't fight. They are not in a powerful state right now. Even with Medusa picking up a Skadi, this Dire side really do pack a punch. And with Roshan available for them, it's only a matter of time now. With Dire keeping vision on that northern shrine area, they are pivoting from the 2 ramps, as we've been explaining before, being able to push out multiple waves at the same time and get in on top of the tier 2s while defending Roshan in the back is always ideal.
Yeah, I'll keep talking there this whole time, right? So he stays relevant. He's looking for the Octarine core finish, and he's now starting to take away the triangle from the Dusa, so they have no safe space to farm whatsoever. Look at these camps. Like, she can't go that far. It's too dangerous. And these camps are the safe ones, and now they're all there. So Dusa is just crying. She wants her gold, and she doesn't have it.
So just by being here, FNATIC, you can see what's happening with Boom. They're spread across like 2,000, so from top tier 3 towards the right-hand side of the mid-tier 1. You think about how far they spread across this entire line. Whereas FNATIC, they have one point from which they launch themselves. They have one place where they can synchronize their movements, whether it be left or right. It doesn't matter.
Yep. And obviously taking away acting as gatekeepers for Medusa's farm is also pretty big. So it's just FNATIC is just playing well. The moment is exactly that.
Yeah, like I said like 10 minutes ago, it cuts her farming area from the 6 camps in that place literally in half down to 3.
Cuts your potential for Roshan, as you were mentioning as well. So it's really good. And Fervian is not confident yet to fight. He does have a
bottom bounty rune battle.
Oh, it's Ice Ice who wins again. This is the second time Ice Ice does this game.
They bring everyone here, so Medusa, kind of isolated, needs the backup of the Centaur and Kuka.
That was a really, really wary TP. Big capture. Yes, Stonegate is still activated. Ghost ship to help her out. Fergian finds this still the M Stampede helping out Fergian. But Fergian thinks he can continue fighting this, apparently confident that he deals damage. Is realizing now that he does, instead caught out by the Epicenter. And this Earthquake is putting Fergian in a terrible position. The body block as well. Fergian, how will you survive? The Valk is just chasing after you. Reaper to keep her in place. She's trying to mana, even with the help from the advantage, she cannot survive.
Could be TP is wearing out. The stun is there. The rules as well. Beautiful from FNATIC.
They stop Mikoto, and now the second body block comes out, even with the Ghost Shard low, with the extra level 15 talent. Mikoto fights to the death, but he will get no one in return for his own soul.
Radiant team reliant on these, not long cooldown abilities, but definitely their ultimates are vital in winning these team fights. The Torrent Boat was great, Stone Gaze was perfect, the Stampede, the Blink Stomp all looked good as they tried to catch the Oracle in the back of the fight as well. But FNATIC, they have this multi-cycle that they can bring to the table. You mentioned it earlier on, Alchemist with his low cooldown stun, spamming it. Yep. I didn't see the fight recap, but I'm pretty sure he got 4 or 5 concoctions going out there.
I never click on that tab. You should click it in more often. It's just that oftentimes the fight recap gets split into 2, and it's just so annoying, and I hate it. Because I know there was people died that did not get shown in the fight recaps.
But again, it's one of those situations, we talked about it in the previous series, where the fallback plan, Boom ID fall back into a choke point. Yes, they're trying to get to their shrine, but if they'd stood and fought maybe on that lower ramp, they might have been able to just continue fighting. It was just FNATIC, too much firepower. Now with a 15k lead, I think this game is starting to really get out of hand. Don't know if Medusa can solo carry this one. 1v9.
Definitely not like this. If you stand there, this is how you die. The Aquatic Shield, this is what I was talking about earlier. If you use it a bit early, the chainsaw's going to continue. But hey, maybe the kill to Leshon is possible. Falls first to help him out though. Stone Gaze making sure. I think this isn't care. He's just looking away, using his sandstorm as damage. Finally pushed away. The Stampede is committed, really. Just to walk away as the Alk now.
See, FNATIC now know they can do Roshan.
Yeah,
they know that Stone Gaze, Stampede, both on cooldown.
That was huge, Stampede. Is that really?
They needed, they're so afraid. They're so afraid that this Alk, this, Reaper Scythe, they didn't know exactly when it was coming up off cooldown. It was pretty close timing-wise. But if they drop that Medusa to half HP, or I guess like a third of her HP now with mana shield on her, of course, but with level 2 Reaper Scythe, 1/3 HP and a bit of mana on this Medusa, if she has no buyback, which she doesn't, the game could very easily end there.
She almost has it, actually.
Now, yes, but I mean, in that mid-fight.
I know.
If she dies there, the game ends.
You're totally right, yeah. Hobbit will take the Roshan now. I'm assuming it's going to go to Hobbit.
Yeah, it should be Aegis for the Alp.
Shiva's as well for as his next item, which, you know what, I kind of like it because I'm assuming it's Shiva's. Yeah.
Against Dusa.
Yeah.
Attack speed slow.
Exactly.
Bonus armor.
It's not bad against Kunkka either to slow him down and kite him a bit, because Kunkka needs to get to a hero, right, to get a Tidebringer. We've always seen the Kunkkas like trying to get the Tidebringer off and can find a target to use it on.
Oh, bottom lane, they're setting up.
This could be an easy kill for the Dusa. Or not the Dusa, sorry. There's the help from Kescu, but again, the Aphotic Shield has to work. If you use it before all the stuns are done, they're out of stuns here. Maybe not the concoction. A second away. That TP in the face works, and they'll just revenge kill poor Kescu. Like, yeah, die! We wanted your core. We'll take you instead.
I can't believe that works. Misplay, I guess, by Abed. I don't want to call him out, but I'm gonna. Using the stun for damage instead of waiting for that TP cancel. But MP was nearby. They're bringing, Oracle towards the fight as well. He thought that he had the timing. He thought that Medusa was caught and for sure killed. Close one. Very close one. Especially now Medusa has bought Chrysalis and is yet again without buyback.
Who needs that? You're gonna have more damage. I don't need buyback if I'm just killing everything I'm awake. That's the point of her.
Jokum top.
At least it's not Sanjin Yasha. So that's what I'll take.
There's no way Rubik escapes, right? Ern is on him for another...
Let's play What the Horse.
Seconds.
Don't you remember that?
Oh no, Rubik's fine. Rubik's fine.
What do you think is gonna happen?
Rubik blinks and TPs. So we're gonna count to 3. Rubik's gonna blink and then he's gonna TP.
3. Oh, no blink.
Not blinking.
No blink. Your scepter's up.
That's a big mistake. That is actually like a big mistake by Rubik. I like. What's the reason? What's the reason for not blinking?
I'm not gonna engage with you in this one. No, nothing else.
Okay, it's a rhetorical question. There is no reason.
Yeah. I mean, his blink got cancelled by a sandstorm, right?
Well, he had Ern on him.
Oh, okay. So that was.
No, but that's why I wanted to count to 3. Was because Ern was 3 seconds duration. I even pinged it out.
Oh, right. Okay.
4 seconds duration. So you could have. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Whoopsie.
Whoopsie here too. As FBZ misses the stun. It's still fine. And that miss of the stun didn't really matter. I think he was dead anyway. But when you die with style, and sometimes you just die like a chest.
Invisibility.
That is gonna be FNATIC just starting to really take the lead this game. I mean, obviously the Alk has been loving the whole time, but getting these kills honestly puts Boom ID in a terrible position because you have a hero that. You have a hero that is swallowing up all the farm.
Don't look at me as I Google Indonesian street food.
Is that what you were looking up?
Yeah. I'm hungry, dude.
I have this curry schwartz.
I just want some gado-gado.
What is that?
It's yummy stuff. It's like rice with cucumber and peanut sauce. Get some satay going.
Considering your national food is fish and chips, I will never try to.
What do you mean? I'm not British.
What are you then? Where is that accent from?
I'm fake British. I'm a foreigner in my own country.
What are they called? Child of no nation?
See, yeah, I'm a nomad. Like, the British consider
not
me...
the caster.
No, not the caster. The Germans consider me English. The English consider me German or Southeast Asian. The Southeast Asian consider me English or just European. I don't have a home. I don't have a nationality. I've lived in too many places.
Now after Gareth's life story, we continue with the king. As we get Pervian. Slow down by the Ghost Shroud. They get them starting out with a nice Clono Storm stopping that, and they'll actually return that Fortune's Net as well. With the Ghost Ship should hit the Oracle, they can kill him in time. Yes, Oracle's gone. No more false promise here. Epicenter started, but doesn't deal enough damage to kill anything as Medusa is tanking up all of his damage from the out. Another beautiful Lotus Lord stopping her, and the Lord in the real side is actually tanked by Medusa again because of the Mana Shield. That Lotus Orb did so much for them, but unfortunately Center's now down, so they don't have any more Lotuses. Even though they pushed the Alchemist away with the X marks the spot, he's still gonna get that kill on Medusa.
FNATIC still have so much more in the tank as well. They're diving Fountain, they don't care. Kescu needs to die. Abed tanking through the Fountain damage. And a burrow into burrow as Rubik returns to the Fountain, but Abed lifted. Spirit Vessel, man to the dodge, and now trying to escape. He's got the Aegis and an X mark back. Drag him into danger, but this is a full Fountain dive from FNATIC. The BM is real.
Yeah. The BM, it's a tactical play, because you kill the Titan again, then he cannot spawn, right? And that way you don't have the healing of the Phonic shit's next level. You don't understand. I can't even explain it to you.
DJ with Greaves, pipe up on MP. The tier 3 is fallen to this level 4 Diabolic Edict. And Kunka scratching his head, wondering what the heck he's meant to do.
He's trying his best for the torch, but there's only so much a torch can do. Really, the damage is going to be minuscule. He didn't go for the torch damage, obviously. And he's forced. Wow, the Lotus Orb is used against him.
Yeah.
Mikoto just realized what a real next level play is. And I think Kescu is also screwed. There is a ghost shred. The ghost shred's not available, but they don't need it. The first goal catch him. This is not looking good for Boom ID. FNATIC dominating this game with an Alchemist pick. Their draft so strong, and they just don't know what to do against Abed.
Yeah, this Alchemist last pick has absolutely royally screwed them over. He's got himself an Aghanims on the courier as well. I don't know if he's going to give it to the Sand King or the Necro, but there's so many good options, and they'll find the Rubik deep behind tier 4s. Drop the chat wheels. You know what's cooking.
Boom.
Sure.
ID.
They sure are. Cooking up a loss.
Radiant's middle barracks.
And it's not going to be a tasty one. This is going to taste like the sour defeat that it is when you get outdrafted by an Alchemist last pick. Not much you could have done. That, again, I'm going to just go back. I think what won the game, the play that won the game was the Ursa ban. I think that was it. That was the moment where I thought
Ursa ban won the game.
The Ursa ban won the game. I wonder how long they're going to withstand this. Like, what is your plan here? If you're, because you don't want to get tilted, coming to the second match. There's a point to be made there that you don't want to fight a losing battle too much. But this is time to strategize. This is time to talk to your teammates and say, what do we do for this next match? Prepare.
Ban Alk. Do not let Abed get Alchemist again.
Okay, so you can't let Abed get Alchemist. You can't let Abed get Dusa. You can't let Abed get Miko. Obviously, you can't let Abed get anything.
Queen of Pain.
Kunka. Ban Abed. Just the person.
Him.
Yeah.
Don't think that's a possibility, unfortunately for Boom.
Just need to play in a country with restricted visas. All I need.
How many bounty runes? 4 for FNATIC? What kind of net worth swing is that? Holy crap.
Senking laws finished. I mean, that bounty runes. Oh, wow, that actually, I kind of want to see in the.
It's a slide.
It's a slide. It's a slippery slope of death for them.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
They'll take the D-ward as well. This was necessary, right?
Yeah, last chance to play off this high ground.
They'll try their best. The Shivas to start off with. Stonegate's forced out already. This is exactly what they ideally want. We have the Stonegates, and I'll go back. Salmok actually turned to stone. Because you're just watching the team fight. He's just a spectator here. A bit of a warrior. Got punished for his weird fetish. Now it's time for them to kill Musa. Fervian, it was not going to withstand this. He's going to look down for 80 seconds. The good game is called, but I don't think it's GG. There's the GG.
I mean, Medusa's dead without buyback. There's literally no chance whatsoever. The Daedalus is fully completed. But the game will end there. FNATIC 26-7, 26-2.